Alright, so welcome to the P Alpha Music Podcast. This is your host, Pablo Ruiz Vargas. Make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube, Rumble, and BitChute channels, as well with the I don't have anything else basically. Yeah. So basically, if you see the link for the P Alpha Music Podcast in Anchor.fm, make sure you support the podcast. I'm gonna really appreciate it. Also, for those people that are listening to my podcast in Anchor.fm or any other streaming website, hey, make sure that you support as well. A click to play would just really bring me to a good spot, so I'm gonna really appreciate it. Tonight, kind of cold here in Milwaukee. It's 30 degrees. Hopefully we can survive that. Today's episode is learn to force yourself to move forward. Learn to force yourself to move forward. It's important for us to always make sure that we keep the momentum, and I'm guilty of that. That's why I want to talk about it. Since forcing ourselves to move towards our goals and stuff like that it is hard. But reality, that's what it takes, right? Motivation only takes you so far. It gets you that gas, but after that, you're on your own, okay? So we're gonna discuss some of the strategy that you can use to just help you to move forward, and hopefully that can just give you a better idea how to do it. Now, there's all the people that talk about this. David Goggin, Joe Rogan, they spoke about this. They speak about how it's important for you to just force yourself. I know it sounds weird, sounds let's say kind of rough. But we cannot allow emotion to dictate what we need to do, or what kind of emotion we have to do. We have to just do. Emotions can go up and down. Simple. Up and down, and if you allow your emotions just go up and down and make decisions based on those emotions when you go up and down, that's how you're gonna that's how you're gonna deliver your life. Okay? So let's just go to some of these 10 ways or strategy that you can just force yourself to just move forward. First one, take a step back. Step back. And remember when I say this, when there's a lot of things going on, you take a step back. That's it. Don't force it. Don't try to push it. Remember, because a square piece of wood doesn't fit in a like a circle hole, a hole or circle, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You try to put a square of the same height and volume or measurements. If you try to put a square piece of wood for the same measurement to a hole that is like a circle, it's not gonna fit, right? Take a step back and do things slowly, one by one. Okay. Next one, get specific. And I was very, very guilty of this, right? I would just tend to have goals, and these goals will fly, all over the place. But I would never be specific. For the reason is that I think it could be fear. Because when you're specific, you have things clear. Not only open your eyes or your let's say the universe start moving things towards that, but it could be kind of frightening. Okay, so even though when you feel it, as soon as you get specific, your job is just to move forward. No matter how your emotions feels, you have to move forward. Okay. Third one, reconnect to your why. And all these things are online, right? I'm not just making this thing up. I'm not just being a guru here. You can read all these things online. Reconnect to your why. Why? What is the why? Why is the fuel? Why is the fuel of your motivation, right? When things are down, you have your why, and you just go forward. We used to call this when I used to do door knocking, there were 8 steps of success or work habits, something like that. And the last 2 I loved it because it was your why and take control. 7 was the why, and 8 was taking control. Your why, it could be your family, it could be your legacy, it could be a lot of things, right? It will re-energize why you need to do what you need to do. Okay, so knowing why You do things. You can put it in the board. You can put it in the. You can put it anywhere. That when you see it, you get fuel again. 4. Brainstorm your options. It's better to just have a lot of options and figure out which one was better. Okay, you will notice how good your mind is gonna start connecting ideas that you never thought were possible. Your brain is gonna start connecting, right? And it's a good way when you feel stuck that you're not doing anything. Do this kind of thing. You do this, right? In other words, you do realize that by doing this, right, you're making your life easier, much easier, for the simple fact that brainstorming can bring the best of your creativity, right? Also, expand your mind. It will really literally expand your mind, because forcing your brain to start connecting dots, right, is what really give you the focus to attack the uh, attack the goal. Next one is just take a break. Even myself, I take a break, right? Yesterday I took a break, and then I work late nights, right? But didn't work all day. Just take a break. Maybe things don't work now, but maybe they will work later. Just take a break, okay? Next one. Let go of what is not working. Let me repeat that again. Let go of what is not working. There's nothing worse than being stuck with something that is not working, or worse, that you don't have control. We tend to invest more emotions on things that we cannot control rather than the things that we really control. We can control this, we can control actions, we can control thoughts. Whatever happens in the exterior, for us to control it, we have to create massive action. Why? Because you need to create an average to make sure that massive action does give you the results. That's the only thing that you can control. After that, you can't control anything. If something's not working for the last 2 months, just let it go. If you let it go, right, I will show you will feel a lift, has been just uplift, has been just taking off your back. Okay. Next one. Know what you need to get unstuck. Know what you need to get unstuck. We get stuck. We have a placebo moment. We don't know what to do. Now we need ideas, or we need certain exercise to make sure we unstuck ourselves from being stuck. If you're working out, you're not seeing any type of result. Maybe you're stuck. Now you have to create unstuck matter. Maybe now changing the exercise or the routine will do something different. All the things that you need to just destroy the patterns that you have because it's not working is a great strategy to be unstuck. Okay, don't be afraid. I know it's very, very easy to grab ourselves, right, from routines I've been doing for years. Don't be that person. Unstuck yourself and make sure that water keeps flowing through the river. Now, shifting your state of mind that really create the focus to grasp what we need, the focus to do things, focus to details. But sometimes that state of mind is all over the place. Sometimes the TV is on. Sometimes you have mom and dad and mom and baby here. Sometimes you have to just shift your state. When you shift your state, make sure when you shift it, you get to that zone. Boom, automatically. Right? Because maybe some of the energy that you have around is just stopping you from being focused. So it's important for you to shift your state, right? And just get what you want. 9, take action. And this is the hardest one. Sounds easy, but the hardest one. Why? Because there's emotion attached to it. Emotion of failure. So if you're emotional attack for failure, you don't want to take action. But this one's the hardest one. Taking action. Taking action, it really is like an obstacle that I don't know why that life throws you and your body just feel like doesn't want to do anything. Taking actions means that you have to be now responsible for the consequences of that action. Yeah? Even when you get unstuck, take action somehow to avoid getting stuck. Action, taking action. Maybe taking action itself will be the fix for the problem. Maybe taking action can really devolve, right, the problems in the moment. Maybe taking action and more action can really fix your financial situation. Massive action, constant correction. Massive action, constant correction. We spoke about this hundreds of times in my last episodes. Because when you take high volume of action, you can see a line. And I always put it that way. Like, you can see a line, and you can just see where the wave or the bump of the line need to be fixed. If you don't have constant action, you cannot fix that volume. You cannot fix that line. So that's why you have to take action. And last one, seek for help. It's okay to seek for help. Maybe it's a YouTube channel. Maybe it's a podcast. Maybe it's here into my podcast. Maybe you just need to go and seek for help for a therapist. It's okay. It's okay to look for help. We're not perfect. We're not born perfect. That's fine. Right? Reach out for help. It could be a coach. It could be a therapist. It could be your brother. It could be your wife. Anybody. Right? But it's important for you to reach out for help. There's nothing wrong with that. Ego is not the one that determines your money. Ego is not the one that determines your success. Okay? Check out your ego. Make sure you're humble. Alright? So these are some of the tricks that you can use to learn to force yourself to move forward. You can find this on Google. There's hundreds of pages here. I just took this one right here. It's lifehack.org. And I read them. And I said, you know what? This is a good one to just go through. Right? Because if I read them and it doesn't make sense, I'm not going to share it with you guys. But it's clearly a good way. These are 10 strategies that you can use to just move forward and force yourself. Don't rely on feeling good and doing it. You have to do it. You don't do it, you don't create momentum. Okay? Do not allow emotion to dictate what you need to do. Alright? Alright, guys. So this was the Be Alpha Music Podcast. This was your host, Pablo Vargas. Episode 121 for my podcast. Learn to force yourself to move forward. Make sure you subscribe to my channels. Facebook, YouTube, Facebook, and Rumble. And also, if you're listening to the podcast in Anchor.fm, make sure that you do your diligence and just support the podcast. With that, guys, a little sick. I need to go back to bed, but I'm very grateful to give you this information. With this, I'm out. Peace.